being the top seeds, being the favorites. So anytime you can kind of come through that, overcome that kind of pressure that is related to that, and win a title for the U.S. too, it'd be amazing to bring it back.
Team United States are the inaugural United Cup champions.
It just gets me really pumped up to be playing for the U.S.
What a huge change of momentum from Taylor Fritz.
The USA strike first.
This is my first United Cup, and happy to be through to the final, and hopefully we can bring it home.
Germany are United Cup champions.
Last year we were super close, so it hurt a bit.
And that truly is heartbreak for the Poles.
We have another chance, I think, it shows how consistent we are.
What an athlete Hubie Hurkacz is.
Definitely there's some unfinished business, and we're really looking forward to the finals.
What an ending! Świątek takes Team Poland into the final.
It's trophy time in Sydney, the final night of the United Cup for 2025. It is a warm summer's evening in the harbour city, a little overcast. There is a small chance of a shower, but that won't bother these fans who filed in for this final night. It is between Team USA and Team Poland, inaugural winners, up against last year's runners-up. I'm Stephanie Brands alongside Jim Courier and Laura Robson. And folks, well, it hasn't been without action and a whole lot of drama right up until the 11th hour.
Yesterday was a packed day, wasn't it? We had a retirement, we had a meltdown, and we had some good tennis in between all of that. But yeah, it was just so interesting to watch how the teams coped under that pressure, and I think we have the two favourites in the final.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's been a lot of drama that's happened throughout the course of both in Perth and here, but ultimately we have the two teams who were expecting to be there. And it's going to be, I think, a barn burner of a match tonight.
Yeah, it is the first time that we've had the two top-ranked nations playing off in the final. And as far as drama goes, Jim, just talk us through how last night finished. That was extraordinary.
We were looking like it was going to be a live mixed doubles match. Taylor Fritz was in trouble against Thomas Mahach, and then Mahach's legs gave out on him, and he completely lost the plot on the bench. And eventually, he just handed the USA a chance to play in the final, serving at 5-6. This is right before he would go out at 5-6 to serve. He realized he had no more energy left, and he pulled the pin after one more point. So he'd won the opening set. He was 4 points away potentially from taking it to a tiebreaker, but that was enough, and that was what the U.S. needed to clinch it.
Yeah, it certainly was, because that meant, of course, that the mixed doubles was a dead rubber. Laura Robson is the queen of the dead rubber. I think it was your fourth in a row. But it turned out to have a very special twist.
Yes, that we didn't know for sure was happening. Dennis Kudler went on court. I'm not sure what the plan was had it been a live rubber, because then you would expect Taylor Fritz and Coco to play. But it gave him the chance to get out there and play his last ever match. And he finished with a win. The team spirit for Team USA was amazing yesterday. You see from this, Coco Gauff hung around after her singles to celebrate with the rest of them, and I'm sure Dennis Kudler couldn't be happier with the way his career is finished. But he's still going to be on tour because he's coaching Riley Opelka for AO.
Absolutely, and I love those team spirit moments. Team Poland, of course, having a similar feel. They're still looking for their first title in active national competitions.
Yeah, and Iga's desperately trying to get them over the line. She single-handedly kept them in this competition, it feels like, this week, because Hurkacz didn't have a great start in the singles. And you just see from the celebrations that she's showing after each match what it means to them. But yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw her this relaxed on a team.
Relaxed, they're energized, they're laughing, they're having a blast. They've got Flammy the Flamingo in there. The vibes are real for them. We'll see if they can deliver. Last year they were within a point of taking the title here and didn't get it. So they've got a lot to play for sure.
Yeah, speaking of that, let's have a look at what's in store this evening. Here is how tonight will play out. The women will kick things off. Coco Gauff up against Iga Świątek, an absolute blockbuster in the women's singles. The men, Taylor Fritz and Hubert Hurkacz, that one very, very difficult to pick indeed. And will it go to a live mixed doubles? Of course, in this particular instance in the final, the mixed doubles will only be played if it is required to decide the winner. So it'll be very, very interesting and crucial for both sides to lock it away in the singles. We can't wait for it. It's hot, hot, hot out here, and I bet it's exactly like that down on court. Let's go down to Todd Woodbridge, who is on the court. Todd, we are in for a big night. You're looking pretty warm. What's it like down there?
I can tell you, Steph and team, it has been like an oven in here this afternoon. It was 34, 35 degrees. It's gone a little overcast, but it is really, really hot and humid. And I've been sweating up a storm, so I got the little fan. But the play's going to be hot as well. There's no doubt about that when we get started with Iga and Coco. That is going to be a terrific match. I'm looking for Iga actually to win that because I just think that she's been gutsing out matches so well here on Ken Rosewall Arena this week. And then, of course, we've got that men's singles, which Taylor Fritz getting through yesterday, getting used to these conditions. He's been in really good form, not only here in the United Cup, but also throughout 2024. And I give him the upper hand in the men's singles. So that would suggest to me that we're going all the way to a mixed doubles, which I think is going to make for some fantastic viewing out here today on Ken Rosewall Arena as I keep myself cool.
You go and find a cool corner while we await the teams coming out. Todd Woodbridge, thank you very much. Enjoy your night because we cannot wait to see what happens. In the meantime, let's remind ourselves of how Team Poland and Team USA made their way through the finals.
Team GB and Team Poland square up today at the Ken Rosewall Arena.
And that's a touch of class from Hubi there.
Another glimpse into the world of Hubi Hurkacz's talent. It was tough, it was tight. Hubi Hurkacz puts the win on the board.
Now we have our women's singles. Oh, Świątek hugging the lines. She is playing as if she's in a trance. That was epic, and what a way for Poland to book their place in the last four.
4 nations left. It is Team Kazakhstan taking on Team Poland.
That is a great start for Team Poland.
Hurkacz was magnificent. Team Poland lead 1-love.
Oh, it's been a brutal opening set, but it goes the way of Team Poland. Świątek takes Team Poland into the final.
We have an epic match ahead between the #1 seeds, Team USA, up against Team China. Lightning speed, she's so quick moving forward, isn't she? And she seals it with an ace.
Commanding performance from Taylor Fritz. Straight sets, and he sends Team USA off to Sydney for the semi-finals of the United Cup.
The stage is the Ken Rosewall Arena where Czechia will take on the favourites, the United States. Now, the United States strike the first blow, got off with the opening set by 6 games to 1. The USA strike first. Coco got with a fabulous performance. Straight sets once again over Karolina Muchova. And Coco gets the United States off to the perfect start.
Oh, he's got wheels. What a comeback in the opening set from Thomas Mahac. Taylor Fritz, well done. He hangs in, saves 2 match points, and he puts the pressure back onto March to see if he can serve this out. What a huge change of momentum from Taylor Fritz, and this has changed.
Oh, he's going to quit right here. This match is over. He's walking in. It's done. And USA is into the finals in the most extraordinary way.
Well, we've seen some terrific tennis over the last week and a half. Let's relive the top shots of this tournament.
Oh, what a way to win.
Sensational.
Oh, he's an angry little elf.
Oh, that is a filthy return.
Point spectacular from Dom Stricker.
Shut the front door. Is daylight lobbery. A moment of magic from Fritz.
What absolute and utter insanity.
She makes everything. Fossa Italia.
Oh, that is so good.
Come on. You can't do that, can you? You bet he can. Almost a standing ovation, stadium-wide, for the effort of Alex de Minaur.
Some amazing moments throughout this tournament and many more, we think, still to come tonight as we look ahead to the final of the United Cup. We have Team USA and Team Poland in action. Sydney Harbour has been the focus for the first part of this week with the New Year's Eve fireworks and everyone descending on Sydney Harbour. Our attentions now move to the west of the city, where all eyes will be on the final match of the United Cup. Who will lift the trophy? Will it be Team USA or Team Poland?
What an ending! Świątek takes Team Poland into the final.
She's a great player, a great athlete. I think it's going to be a tough match. It's obviously a tough matchup for me.
Coco got with a fabulous performance.
Coco is developing pretty quickly and being a better player every month. It's going to be a challenge as well, and it's never easy against her.
And just gets better. That is spectacular.
I feel confident in my game. I think if I could serve well, that would be great for me, but if not, I'll still figure out a way.
And no matter the result, if I'm going to do like similar kind of work as today and on the last match, I'll be happy.
That was epic.
Hoping that I can continue that confidence. I know I have to bring my best tennis.
Well, Iga Świątek has had all the answers she's needed so far this tournament. Let's join Mark Pecci now as he drills a little deeper into her game.
I want to dig down into something I saw yesterday, and it's been fascinating listening to Wim Visset talk about Iga Świątek's game, and particularly how to make it effective on a fast hard court, which of course this is. I get the sense that Wim feels as though Iga can be successful playing her natural style that has brought so much success on the clay courts, and she's been trying a little too hard to adapt her game. Let's take a look at the opening set against Rybakina and break it down into two segments. The opening 10 games, this is where the majority of shots landed on Iga's forehand in this section here. But actually the most important is the last third. That's where I really want you to focus right now. Look at this. Just 18% of Iga's forehands landed in this section of the court in the opening 10 games. As we move it on, and you see what happened after those 10 games, you can see a massive uptick in terms of the number of forehands that landed in this last third. 34%, almost double the number of forehands in this section of the court. Of course, that's going to push Rybakina back, and it's going to take away her time. But it does beg the question, how did that happen? What was the big change? And I think that's where it lends into my belief that Wim feels she can be successful playing her natural style of shape of shot on a fast hard court. Let's look at the opening 10 games here. This red line coming in here, it's a little flatter, it's low over the net, and most of the balls are landing here. Clearly, that's going to come through at a lovely height for somebody tall like Rybakina to lean in on and dominate those rallies. So Iga after the 10th game, and that's the beauty of the United Cup, where you've got these team benches and you can really get a good conversation going, is perhaps Wim after the 10th game said, you know what, Iga, let's go back to what you do at Roland Garros. Look at this. On average, her Her forehand changed by about 20 centimetres. There was another 100 RPMs on the ball spin rate to get it down. And look where it dug into the court. As I said, almost double the number of forehands went into this section of the court. And what does that do for somebody like Rybakina? Well, you can see the red line. That comes in at the perfect waist height. This yellow line just jumps vertically off the court, therefore going through the hit zone for Rybakina, making her forehand a little more ineffective. And I think Wim showed a way to Iga yesterday of how she can turn matches around against some of her biggest rivals. Big one again today against Coco, somebody that moves as well as Iga, can change strategy on top of that, has all the makings of a classic.
It certainly does. Thank you very much, Mark Petchey. Laura Robson, Wim Fissette, what would he be saying? More of the same?
More of the same indeed, yeah. I think she's going to go for that down the line forehand as much as possible. But I think we'll see a bit of a change up in pace towards Coco's forehand in particular, because we know that she doesn't like to rush so much on that side. But it's a head-to-head that she leads 11-2 for a reason. So it's a match that Iga just goes in with that much more confidence anyway.
Yeah, indeed. Equally, Iga, when she's been on the back foot, and Jim, we saw this in her match against Rybakina, saving match point, she knows how to dig herself out of a hole.
The defense that we're going to enjoy tonight between Coco Gauff and Iga Swiatek is going to blow your mind. The way that they cover the corners of the court is breathtaking. They can go open stance, they can go closed stance like this slice forehand, but what Iga has become better and better at is point extenders. And Rybakina, such a clean striker of the ball, just asked to hit more and more quality shots, and ultimately she wasn't able to sustain it. The footwork of Iga, it's good for a reason. She's out there working on it, constantly refining it. This is all about being electric, ready to go. And I'm ready to go. I'm feeling electric, but maybe not as caffeinated as Todd Woodbridge, but I'm feeling pretty darn good about this matchup.
Yeah, and Iga would be too coming into this one, saving break point there, I beg your pardon, against Elena Rybakina. And you would think that there'll be those sorts of moments against Coco Gauff. I expect this one to be quite close.
I really think that what Petch was talking about, Laura, with the forehand, I think if Iga can hit that forehand with a lot of shape on it where it does bounce vertically or more so than the flat one, that can really trouble the forehand side of Coco Gauff, which is a shot that she's working diligently to improve. But when the ball bounces up like that, it's just not in your strike zone for very long. It's much harder to time, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's what we saw in Coco's match against Karolina Muchova yesterday, that the ball just wasn't sharp enough. It wasn't bouncing fast enough into her racket. Muchova kind of let her get away with playing a lot of mid-court balls in that middle third range that Petch was talking about, and you just can't do that against Coco. The way that she moves, the ground that she can cover compared to most other athletes on the WTA Tour is monumental. So to see her kind of defend like this and be able to play aggressive tennis, you can't give her both things. And Muchova, as this match went on, tried her best to start rushing the play, to come forward, to serve and volley, return and volley. But when Coco's in her stride and she has that confidence, then she just doesn't break down. And so only to see her hit 4 double faults in this match compared to what we saw 6 months ago, she's feeling herself at the moment. I think she's got a lot more belief in this particular matchup than she did in the summer. So it's going to be fun.
It's hard to believe that she's still so young. Jim, she is such an athlete.
She really is. She's coming into her prime right now. I think it still needs about another year or so to marinate the changes that she's making with her new team on the serve and on the forehand. Her backhand is incredible, and her movement, to Laura's point, is maybe the best we've ever seen in women's tennis. It's certainly in that discussion. Steffi Graf might have been in the conversation as well in her prime, but it's that level of athleticism. It's awesome to watch, and when you get two athletes like Iga and Coco doing battle like this, when they both have won a bunch of matches in a row, this is what we want.
It certainly is, and I can't believe that after that blockbuster women's match, we're actually going to have a men's match as well, and we've of course got Taylor Fritz taking on Hughie Hurkacz. Fritz equally has looked marvellous and has really enjoyed it, despite his amusement perhaps at how he made his win yesterday.
Yeah, look, I mean, Taylor Fritz has become one of the toughest outs in tennis. He was being outplayed by Mahac, and that was not really because he was playing poorly. It was because Mahac was just in the zone. But Taylor Fritz does not panic. He wins points like this that he has to win. If he loses that one, Mahac is serving at match point. And eventually Taylor gets the tap out because he's physically fit and mentally tough and doesn't have weaknesses. It's impressive to see what Taylor Fritz has become. He is the ultimate professional and really setting the standard for American men's tennis right now.
He sure is. Well, he got an early shower yesterday after Mahach's retirement and didn't need to play the doubles, so he will be primed and ready for this one. And it should be a cracking match between these two guys because Hurkacz we've seen really build into this tournament. He had a loss to Casper Ruud to start off, but really he had found his rhythm by the time he played Alexander Shevchenko.
Yeah, this was very one-sided. I think, Jim, you had in your notes it was 57 minutes, and Hurkacz just had that much more belief against Shevchenko, which is a match that on paper, yes, he is the favourite, but he actually had to come out and play really aggressively. We saw him come forward loads. He's obviously got that huge first serve to work with, and when that's firing, he's rushing through his own service games and then has a bit more belief in the returns. I think that's always been the asterisk in his game, the return games, where he can just let it go to plenty of tie breaks. So it's not often that you actually see a 6-3, 6-2 win from him.
We have a very warm day here, of course, as we see the players behind the scenes. We spoke to Todd Woodbridge a little earlier, who was down on court. He said it was super warm. Who is that going to suit?
Oh, I think in the men's it will suit Taylor Fritz. In the women's, I don't think it favours one or the other. If anything, I'm watching Iga Swiatek's leg. The right leg has been taped for the last two matches. She kind of looked like she was struggling to push off on that side for the first 10 games, and then maybe it warmed up a bit, or maybe she got used to the tape in the match against Rybakina. But yeah, I think in the women's, they're both incredibly fit. They're both going to do fine in the heat.
The warmer weather makes the ball travel faster, so it's harder to play defense. So in the men's match, Taylor Fritz is more offensive-minded, Steph, once they're in the rally. Both of them are very big servers. Hurkacz a little bit probably more accurate with his serve at this stage with the first serve, but once they're in rally, I think the conditions will favor Fritz if it does retain the heat for the men's match, which is second on.
It certainly is, and Laura Robson, I can't ask you this question because you haven't seen a live mixed doubles match in days. So, Jim, perhaps you can tell us, do you think perhaps if it doesn't, it certainly could, will we see those four single players back out, and who wins that?
I think as long as they're all in full health, yes, I think they absolutely will be back out to try and lift that title, and that will be something to see because they're all quality doubles players, and maybe a slight edge to the Americans. That could be my bias coming through, but we'll see. I'm just hoping for Laura's sake to get a live one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's put one on the hook and reel it in. Let's get a live one for you.
Please.
Very kind indeed. Whatever happens, we're in for such an exciting night, and the crowds are filing in to Ken Rosewall Arena. They absolutely can't wait for this one. It's finals night of the United Cup for 2025. Team USA up against Team Poland. Well, we've had 10 days of watching these amazing players on the court. They've also had a lot of fun off the court. Let's look at the best of the off-field action of this United Cup.
And I very much welcome Team USA here to Rottnest Island.
The quokkas were really cute. Hey! It looked like kangaroo mixed with mouse.
One of the most picturesque cities in the world, and we're very fortunate to have this as our backdrop.
To start the year playing in front of a home crowd, and it was electric out there.
We had the opportunity to come down here at the beach and get some surfing in.
It was very nice, so I would like to continue with that.
These kinds of things, this new sport for us. Maybe I'm better on the tennis court.
I was having so much fun. I can say now that I like surfing.
We thought what better to do in Perth than learn with a surfing school here.
You know, for us it was a fun experience.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, welcome to Perth, by the way.
Thank you.
I think it's my first time to ride a boat, actually.
So we are in Taronga Zoo. It's an amazing experience to be so close of the animals.
But if you could take one back to France, what do you think you'd choose from?
I think I will choose the koala. So cute and small for the plane, so perfect.
We visited the Caversham Wild Park today. We met a new friend today, but Borna is a little bit scared.
It was a very, very cool experience. I wish I can be like him a little bit more, just chilling out.
It was the first time I rode in a helicopter. We saw some dolphins from the top.
It's just beautiful, the nature of it. It's a very special experience.
Too short it was.
The whole Polish team came to Wiley's Baths in Coogee, and we had an amazing time.
Ooh, it's like ice bath.
It's a really fantastic place, especially in the middle of summer. The people are awesome.
I thought it would be really cool if Team Greece was to recreate the Baywatch scene.
We love Perth. I think it's a beautiful city.
I'm only taking good memories from all of this.
Beautiful moments, stunning experiences. There were 18 teams that started 10 days ago. Now we are down to 2, and those 2 sides are here at Sydney Olympic Park. They'll be walking onto Ken Rosewell Arena shortly. It is the final of the United Cup. Well, this is where the action is. Jim Courier, Laura Robson, it is almost crunch time. So we're going to let you go and get ready. Laura Robson, you are courtside. Jim, we look forward to your call in the men's. This is the women's final. Team Poland and Team USA. Your commentary team on the other side, Sam Smith and Andrea Petkovic.
Our first team, representing Poland, Mateusz Taczynski, Alicja Rosowska, Jan Zielinski, Maja Wolinska, Kamil Miszak, Hubert Hologic, and Iga Świątek. And please welcome their opponents for tonight. Representing the United States of America, Michael Russell, Desiree Krafcik, Robert Galloway, Dennis Kudla, Danielle Collins, Taylor Fritz, and Coco Gauff. And now, if you are able, please be upstanding for the national anthems of Poland and the United States of America.
Well, it feels particularly pertinent to be listening to the Star-Spangled Banner, given the events in New Orleans only a few days ago, and I suspect that's not too far from the American team's minds at this moment before they get down to the serious business. And for the Poles, they were listening to a rendition of Poland has not yet lost. Well, certainly they haven't. It feels a very even contest. It's been played with great sportsmanship, and you sense that both the men and the women have really enjoyed playing side by side, being together. Surely tennis is stronger if everyone is pulling the same way.
I really think so. And when you hear them talk about each other, whether that is Hubie about Iga or Taylor about Coco and the other way around, you just hear the respect and inspiration they can gather from each other, and nice little moment of team spirit here.
I wonder if Flammy, the flamingo, will bring them luck. It's not men's tennis and women's tennis, it's tennis.
Yeah.
Huge amount of points and prize money on offer as well for the winners of this third edition of the United Cup. And what better way to open up if a couple of the very best women in the world. Captain Mike Russell did a very good job over in Perth and yesterday. And certainly what this competition does, it does elevate the role of the coach, which is happening more and more in our sport, and they are going to do it to an even greater degree at the Australian Open.
Yeah, and I think actually Michael Russell played a really important part in how well the United States team transitioned here, because he's very meticulous about preparation and working out and training. And he had them practice on the day they arrived and had them plan their timeout so they would adjust to the difference, and I thought that was really important, and that's why they played so well yesterday here.
It's because it's 3 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
From Perth, it's about a 4.5, 5 hour flight as well. It's not a hop, skip and a jump. Of course, there are many other events going on at the moment.